course, as you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, were those of Alice Huntley proposing and Mr. Eddie Kane accepting. Late year, you know. And their advice to you is...
Wake up and live. If lady luck is yawning, up on your toes, a better day is coming.
Now, here's Mr. DeMille with our stars.
There's always someone new under the Hollywood sun. Right now, it's Frank Sinatra. And here he is for a curtain call with Bob Crosby and Jimmy Gleason.
Yeah, and I'd like to know what Crosby's doing in any McMuffin.
Maybe Bob came to sing. I came to spy for Ben. Well, look. You can tell old Bingo we got a new man in the right.
You mean the Mazzy Dotes King?
Who else? The night Mr. DeMille sang Mazzy Dotes over in my show, the deaf cats howled from coast to coast. Say, Mr. DeMille, how's about a fast chorus or two right now?
Well, I'm sorry, Frank, but I have to be very dignified here. You know, producer and everything.
You mean you never sing here?
Well, confidentially, Frank, nobody has ever asked me.
Go ahead and ask him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ask him yourself. Go ahead.
Well, I about decided to retire as singer. Perhaps your new son would care to take my place, Frank.
Well, it could be. Say, they tell me that kid has a future. What's the first sound you'd expect him to make after he was born, Mr. DeMille?
Well, that's a sheep.
Well, they tell me Frank Sinatra Jr. did nothing like that. The doctor gave him a little spank, and the kid sang, "My heart begins to pound and pound and pound."
Did the doctor faint?
No, but 3 nurses swooned.
Well, unless the nurses were over 60, he can't take my place.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Wake up and listen. Good night. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Springs, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Preston Foster, William Bendix, and Lloyd Nolan in Guadalcanal Diary with Richard Jacob. With the Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Ladies and gentlemen, a majority of American families will have to file an income tax return by March 15th. Withholding payments already made from wages and salaries do not relieve you from the obligation of filing a return. You can help your government by doing this early. Frank Sinatra is currently seen in the RKO picture Higher and Higher. He appeared tonight through the courtesy of the Lucky Strike Hit Parade and Pims. Marilyn Maxwell through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios, producers of Madame Curie, one of the pictures just nominated for the Academy Award. And Bob Crosby through the courtesy of the makers of Old Golds. James Gleason was heard through the courtesy of 20th Century Fox Studio, producers of The Sullivans. Heard in tonight's play were Charles Seale, Lee Benaderet, John McIntyre, Kathy Lewis, Alice Mock, Leo Cleary, Arthur Q. Bryan, Ed Emerson, Eddie Marr, Stanley Farrar, Norman Field, Truman Larson, Tyler McVeigh, and Verna Felton. This program is broadcast to our fighting forces overseas through cooperation with the Armed Forces Radio Service. Our Lux Radio Theater production of Wake Up and Live, starring Frank Sinatra, with Bob Crosby, Jimmy Gleason, Marilyn Maxwell, and James Dunn, has come to you with the good wishes of the makers of Lux Flakes, the tissue-thin soap used by smart housewives everywhere. In the Lux Radio Theater next week, we will have, as usual, our producer, Cecil B. DeMille. Our music was directed by Louis Silvers. And this is your announcer, John M. Kennedy, reminding you to tune in again next Monday night to hear Preston Foster, Lloyd Nolan, and William Bendix in Guadalcanal Diary with Richard Jacob.
From February 21st, 1944, The film version of Wake Up and Live was released 7 years earlier, and it starred Jack Haley as Eddie Kane. Most folks today remember Haley for the role of the Tin Man, the Wizard of Oz. But on this channel, we also feature him as the host of the Wonder Show variety program. Now, also in that radio play, you heard Marilyn Maxwell as Alice. But in the 1937 film, it was Phil Harris's lovely wife, Alice Faye, in the role. Near the end there, you also heard Sinatra mention his newborn son. Well, Frank Sinatra Jr. indeed was born on January 10th of that year. Sadly, though, he passed away in 2016 at age 72. Of course, we played that episode to mark the birthday of Sinatra Sr., born December 12, 1915 in Hoboken, New Jersey. Also celebrating in this channel's content provider. At radiospirits.com, you can find the variety collection, Radio Spirits Listener Series Volume 1. Again, that is Radio Spirits Listener Series Volume 1 at radiospirits.com. Up next, Sinatra stops by The Bob Hope Show. Hang on. Hello, Hope Lost and Found Service, and we find it, brother.